Hello everyone. So it is Friday, May 30th, 2025, and this reading will be a health check-in for Trump's Vladdy Daddy. Vladdy Daddy, Poodster, as Lori calls him, over at the Way of Positive Change. So I want a health and power check-in. How's he doing? The little guy with such a swagger. Okay, there's a lot coming down on him. Hopefully these are the same bombs that he put out there. So there's also a card of travel. Travel to get away, I'm thinking. When it comes to, it's not reversed, so I can't say it's terribly bad right now. I just feel like it's more about him needing to quickly get away. I think it's a lot of news coming down and, air travel. His biggest challenge with the Four of Cups reversed, it came through reverse, so now it's like reading it doubly challenged, right? With the Moon in Cancer, this is problems with his stomach, lack of balance, terrible problems with physics, can't stand to be touched, that kind of thing. Whew. He's not getting what he wants. He's numbed out. He numbs out all the time, and he's just apathetic. He doesn't care about anyone else. So, that to me it says a lot of self-hatred, because you can't love anyone else unless you love yourself. Okay, little winky problems, ED problems, lack of energy, lack of power, insanity. So Ace of Wands reversed brings through those problems. Things aren't going his way. When the Ace of Wands comes through reversed, this is like delays, being weighed down, and really low energy. The Moon card brings through fears and maybe problems with his feet and getting around. Maybe that's why he has the swagger he does, is because he's kind of just hobbling around side to side. Makes you wonder, right? But with the Moon, this is anxiety and insecurities. And on the level of health, we're talking lymphatic system. I don't know for sure, but I've heard that he's been diagnosed with Parkinson's way back when. But this, to me, seems, especially with this combo, to me is prostate cancer. Okay, because with this, the Moon would be the lymphatic system. And I think he has fears of being able to get it up and live anymore, right? Yeah. Also, not sleeping. This is our card for cancers and bodily cancers. Not cancer, it's a Pisces ruled card, but cancers in the body, addictions, and sleep issues. And like I said, feet issues, because Pisces rules the feet. Okay, I don't know. I'm just kind of doing the same spread that I was for Trump, but instead of doing morning, afternoon, evening, all that, I'm just going to do these cards for general overall health. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and lay them out. We don't really have to separate them into time frames. Let's just keep going, because we're talking power and health. And I'll just keep filling it up this way. All right. Oh, I could also see what's on the bottom. Yeah, I was worried about his strength. Oh, boy. Whoa. Okay. I'll talk about these in a second. Well, not a second, in a few minutes. So the Wands is a younger person that helps him out, supposedly to help him be healthier, but this person isn't trustworthy. when you have the Two of Cups reversed on a health level next to a person card, this is a younger person who's not helping him because either the person's inadequate, and it could be a woman or a man, but younger, and maybe they're maybe they're giving him a little something that's not so helpful. Yeah. So, but again, on the level of health, when it comes to the Page of Wands, this is health issues with exhaustion and the heart and incontinence, which goes with both of these cards over here, too. Okay, then the Two of Cups reversed, besides, being an untrustworthy health practitioner, because it came through reversed, is the fear of death, fear of dying alone. Maybe a breakup with the health practitioner as well. There's that possibility. Okay, then later on, no, I'm sorry. I'm in Trump reading mode. I got to let go of that because this is just overall. With the world, because it's ruled by Saturn, we're talking bones, teeth, knees, skeletal system. I think he's probably, actually, when it comes to level of, I'm feeling like it's more about travel. He's in another part of the world trying to escape and get away. He's worried about his government completely out of control and falling down. That's what's going on there. At this point, I'm kind of feeling like I don't give a shit about his health, because look at these cards, man. My God. Yeah. I'll go ahead and read it on the level of health just for you guys that are learning. The world, because it's not reversed, I have to just go with, like I said, the skeletal system, tendons, ligaments, bones, teeth, knees, all that stuff. Yeah. If it were reversed, it would be, a lack of freedom, because there's a closed-in system that's really working against him. But he doesn't have a lack of freedom. He's able to travel and get away, and that is what he's doing. But on the level of health with the Six of Swords, because it's Mercury in Aquarius, we're talking of, looking for alternative health, like a person, alternative, and yeah, maybe that's because this here, right? An alternative health practitioner, alternative health options. So yeah, it's not reversed, so I can't say, that he's jumping ship or anything like that. The Hierophant coming in upright, because it's Taurus. Venus rules Taurus, so we're going with that. This has to do with his belief system and the groups of people who would conform and help him. This is like an authority. He's been the authority, the ruling figure in his country, his social, the social conformity of his country. It's been him. Back to Taurus, it rules the neck and lower jaw and ears and the cerebellum part of the brain and thyroid. Yeah. So I think he's running away to a place where he thinks that he's safer, where he's within that social group of, he's one of the transnational money launderers and crime syndicate, he's one of that group, so there's that. But with the Two of Pentacles coming through reversed, he's really unbalanced. He's wasting his time. He has arthritis and swollen joints. He's having really bad problems that way. So, yeah, that's not good. So his timing is off, but he's trying to get away. Travels all over. I mean, we've got 3 travel cards here. Okay, over here with the 5 of Pentacles, this is terrible when it comes to health. But also financial loss and bankruptcy and poverty and being isolated and needing to get out. Like you can't get in anymore when you're out here in the snow like that. And who are, when I see the court cards, I'm thinking it's possible that they're more than one person, right? This could be a whole, it's not the 5 of Swords, but still, I mean, here we are, because all the 5s are challenging, right? And something is coming in fast, hot and heavy. Fast, Aquarius, Mars, fire, right? And coming in very, very quickly. So I think he's probably worried about, well, number one, his health that's coming in so quick. Maybe he's not worried at all about what's going on in Russia right now, and he feels safe enough that way, but he's really worried about his health, and that's the need to get away for some alternative health treatments because something's not going right here. The Knight of Swords, just to look at that from the level of health, this is nervous disorders, violence, accidents. So, makes you wonder. Okay, now these other 2 cards that were at the bottom, we've got the Hanged Man coming through reversed and the Strength card. So he's trying to regain his strength. But with the Hanged Man coming through reverse, this is one of those cards that relates to a grave. They call it like a grave illness, like an illness that will get you to a grave. It's also a card of insanity and unconscious problems, delusions. It's also a card for traitors and addicts and somebody who's been poisoned or is going through poisoning, like that kind of a thing. Makes me wonder about these 2 cards up here. Now that I remember, every time I've read on him, oh, that's right, it's been a long time. You'd have to go back to my old readings. He has his own little playlist in my video library, but I do remember always getting a woman poisoning him. And I couldn't tell if it was his wife or a mistress. But, yeah. So it's very possible that this is a younger female. Okay. Wowee. Okay, that's all I have. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back later. Bye.